I would abuse the fact that the Hufflepuff house is right next to the kitchen. Jake.
And I'm the green falling star that turned out to be Hegwood, Clayton.
Oh, that one's dark.
I know, right?
Welcome to Clinical Term,
Nerd.
where we talk about anything, everything.
Nerdy.
Yeah, so this is part 2 of our Harry Potter Spectacular, but we're not going to talk about Harry Potter this time.
We are not. We are closing out the Harry Potter discussion with the prequel series. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Yay! I really, really like this series.
I do too.
I know this is the unpopular opinion, but I like the Fantastic Beasts movie series more than the original Harry Potter series movies.
Okay, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves, Satan. I still think that the Harry Potter book series and the film series is a lot better, but I do really like the Fantastic Beasts series.
Let me explain myself before
Please
you
do.
just crap all over my opinion.
Before the entire internet, fellates you alive.
So, the reason why I really enjoy the Fantastic Beasts series is because I don't have an expectation.
I get that.
Going into all the Harry Potter movies, I devoured the books, I knew every part of it, and I had an expectation of what I wanted to see in the movies. And when I didn't see some of those things, I was a little disappointed. And so, I think, the movies were always going to be impossible to live up to the standard that I was expecting them to be. But going to Fantastic Beasts, I don't have that expectation. I can just go in purely to enjoy a movie. And I enjoy them tremendously.
For me, I like it because I like seeing something not related to Harry Potter.
Yes.
Love Harry Potter, favorite book series, I can reread them all the time, love the movies are my favorite. But it is nice to meet new characters and also see the American side of things. Fantastic Beasts, the first one was in America and you get to learn about stuff like that. I love the character of Porpentina. Love Queenie Goldsteins. I think those characters and the development that they're going into and the arc is just amazing. But it is refreshing to go into it and not know, okay, well, this person's going to live, this person's going to die. The Potter movies, to a certain degree, try to change things up and play with your expectations, but I still feel like because they were trying to give fan service to the books, there's only so much stuff you can include.
I totally get why they had to cut things from the original Harry Potter movies.
I don't know.
They would have been...
Goblet of Fire was pretty gutted for no reason.
Yeah, but if you had every little bit, the movie would have been 5 hours long. I get editing, but...
People would have sat through a 10-hour Potter movie.
But I will go back to your point of, it's nice to see the universe being expanded. Because I feel there has been so much set up in the background, in the universe, but we only get to see Hogwarts. We only get to see what is Harry Potter doing. With the Fantastic Beasts,
I will
it's
stop
nice.
right there for a second, though, JK. Now, when I say expanded, I mean, this is what America does. This is what China does. This is what this person does. I don't mean I need to find out how they shut themselves in the hallways and then magically made it disappear. I don't need to know how big Dobby's dick was. Was that a real thing or was that fake?
No, it's fake.
You can't ever tell with her.
Yeah,
there's a limit.
That's been getting a little out of hand, where it's I love those memes where it's nobody ever, and it's she's well, Dumbledore and Grindelwald had a very intense sexual relationship, nobody was asking. Yeah, so she's been getting really bad about that. I just feel it's those memes where it's nobody asked, and she's just well, Dumbledore and Grindelwald had a very intense sexual relationship. No one wanted to know that. Nobody was asking that.
And also, it retcons the series, because there's a lot of stuff that she's been releasing lately, with Grindelwald and Dumbledore. I get that they're playing a bigger part now in Fantastic Beasts that maybe you didn't envision when you wrote the Potter books, but in the book, it was always one-sided. I'm pretty sure it was even confirmed that there was never a sexual relationship. It was just Dumbledore wanted it to be a relationship and Grindelwald didn't have the same feelings. Now it's oh no, they actually did have an intense sexual relationship.
And I understand what she's trying to do, she's trying to, make it more inclusive and stuff like that, but, how it's going about it is, I don't think, in the correct way, because I actually really enjoyed the fact that, yes, Dumbledore was gay, but it didn't matter, to the series, and that, he eventually decided that, maybe love wasn't for him, and he decided to marry his education. And
manipulate Harry Potter into being a lamb to slaughter.
well, things had to happen a certain way. But, like, you know, I was fine with that. Like, I didn't need, you know, for Dumbledore to be a gay character, it doesn't mean he had to had an intense sexual relationship with another, like, another character. Like, that didn't matter to me. Like, you know, I was fine when she told us that he was gay, but when we went and got more details, that's when I was like, okay, now we're taking it to trying to make it like, oh, it didn't matter, to, oh no, it was a big part of his character, when it clearly was not to the original series.
Okay,
like,
so, moving on, I'm not even going to ask the question because I know who your favorite character is going to be. Newt Scamander.
He has my dream job. Like, he has my dream job.
Well, he does have your dream job. But my question was actually going to be, knowing that he's your favorite character, because I think they've confirmed 5 films total for this series, where do you want to see his character go? Because we all know that eventually, like, he's going to survive.
Yeah.
We know that he marries Porpentina.
You know, and more beyond, like, him having my dream job, like, you know, I think Newt is a wholesome character. Like, I think they've done a really good job creating a character that is truly compassionate, and, like, all he cares about is wanting to help those that can't help themselves. Like, he's speaking, like, you know, because with the Fantastic Beasts thing, like, you know, in their time era, like, people misunderstand. They call them monsters, they call them, and they try to kill them. Like, they don't want to understand, and here he is, you know, trying to show to people that they are not monsters, they're just misunderstood. You know, I just think it's a really great character. So what I would love to see him, you know, progress is, you know, I don't want him to change. Like, I hope that is something that we see Newt throughout the entire series. I never want to see that part of him ever have to struggle with the compassion that he has grown with. So, what about Tina? Like, we know Tina's yours.
Tina's my favorite. I like the fact that she is very stern. She, in the very first film, like, a lot of people didn't like her. People that I've talked to did not like her character. And I think it's because we've kind of grown accustomed to Luna and Ginny, and not movie Ginny because she was useless, but book Ginny and Hermione Granger. And if you remember, like, in the first movie, Hermione Granger was insufferable. Like, she was a know-it-all, she was there about her education, she was by the books, and it took a while, granted it still happened in the first film, but it took a while for her to get to the point where she was likable, at least to the trio. And I feel like that's the case with Porpentina, where she's very much about her job. She's been on her own since her parent died. She's there taking care of her sister. Not that Queenie's not independent, but, like, you gotta hold her by the hand sometimes. Love Queenie to death, but, like, Porpentina just stuck out to me because she's very fierce and loyal, and I feel like she sees gray. She doesn't just see black and white, she sees gray, which is why, as much as she liked Newt, she turned his briefcase in because she knew it was the right thing to do.
I like how she's steadfast in her beliefs.
Yes.
Like, you know, when she, she knows where her moral compass lies, and nothing will change that. Mm-hmm. Like, doesn't matter if she loses her job, it doesn't matter if everyone is against her, like, she knows she's, like, where her north is.
Yes. Plenty of films left to touch on this, and no telling what else she's going to release as far as, like, possible book tie-ins. Like, there's a lot of history to uncover. We know most of the end game. Like, we know that Dumbledore is going to fight Grindelwald eventually. We know that we know that Newt and Tina survive. I'm more worried about Queenie. Like, I'm really worried to see her, but that is what makes it exciting, because she's one of the few characters that you don't know what's going to happen.
And we don't know. That's why I like it, because we don't have that. We don't know.
Sure. So, this has been fun, our first 2-parter.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being patient, since we did not get this episode out last week.
Things to do.
We were on a May vacation. But, thank you guys so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like us, and you can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
Yep. So, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Knox!